running the show, building up the next wave. Ready, set, let's go.
G'day guys, welcome back. It's a very special edition of the Detour. I know I say that every week, but this is actual genuine. This is a different little format here. We've got Plumber Dunc, who you remember from the Talent Tool Shed, and Dunk's just has been working the phones all week, and you've had a few people mention this exciting rider, and you've gone one step further. You could have just said, we've got this rider on, but no, you've gone further, mate.
Yeah, I had to dig deep. I didn't have to dig really deep into the tool shed this week to pluck him out, because you actually had his phone number to start with, and you never even told me. So, but yeah, we got young Jack on, and I'm really looking forward to it.
So Jack Ward, obviously, he had an amazing result on the weekend, winning a race in France. But the big thing that came out is his numbers. That's what's getting people excited. Luke Plapp tweeted, Jack Ward is the hottest young talent coming out of Australia, and flagged, 1,500 watts or whatever. And then you've doubled down and you've brought in Koen de Kort, who's the tech director at Lidl Trek. He's an old mate of yours, and he raced, obviously, back in the day with the likes of Marcel Kittel and a few of the big names, and his insights were great. And you're really going to enjoy the chat, even if you're not a young rider looking to crack into the sport. I think the insights from someone like Jack and Koen, fascinating. So enjoy the episode. Let's get straight underway with an interview with Jack Ward and Koen de Kort. Righto, we've got a very elite panel here. And of course, one of the hottest properties in Australian cycling at the moment. Everyone's talking about this rider. As, of course, Jack Ward, who joins us. And what is your title, Koen de Kort, me old mate? Technical director, or what is it?
How you doing, old mate? Well, but my official title now is Head of Technical and Innovation.
Mate, if that doesn't get people hitting your LinkedIn profile, nothing will.
Yeah,
that's a real good ring.
Does that involve in handing out biddens on the side of the road, or is it just...
Yeah, I do that now. Yeah, I mean, when my job is basically before and after the races, isn't it? Like when I'm there, I talk to the guys, and then it's like a lot of wind tunnel stuff. So when I get to the race, I just help where I can. So sometimes that's being in the car or whatever, but most of the time that's handing out bottles on the side of the road, which it's pretty cool.
But there's an art to that, Koen. I saw some vision from one of the races. I think it was at the Giro. And whoever was handing out the bottles, I think for EF, 3 drops in a row. He must have been gripping on the top too tight.
You've given plenty of bottles in your time,
heaps, mate.
Dan?
At the biggest races in the world when the pressure's on.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a acquired art, I guess, handing out a bottle. Not all can, but a little bit of practice. And you know what you're doing.
These young mountain bikers wouldn't be dropping them, would they, Jack, eh?
Oh, I don't know. I struggle sometimes. It's so different going like 50 and you're like, fuck.
Now, Dunks, this is your baby, the Talent Tool Shed. Why were you so pumped to get Jack Ward on the potty?
Well,
what are you
I've
hearing?
reached out and to a few of my friends in Europe, and I've got a good list of young talent that we want to get on the podcast, Detour. And you were at the top of the list, mate, on under 23s, gone from juniors, under 23s, and changing into potentially the pros by the sounds of it. And we're just everyone is really looking forward to hearing your story, mate, and where you've come from, how you've gone through the ranks, and how you've changed from mountain biking to road, back to mountain biking, and so on. So. Yeah, I think everyone's pretty excited. And I brought Koen along, which is a very old friend of mine.
Very old.
He's on here to just give it maybe a little bit of the technical side of the stuff you're doing, maybe a little bit of training stuff, and just to give the average punter a good look at what you're doing, mate. So
that's a good segue for the listeners, Jack. Take us through your journey to get to where you are now. It's pretty exciting.
It's a bit of I guess everyone's is long, but I was just grew up mountain biking just with my dad. And then over time, like I didn't really race at first, and then just like my dad thought, oh, maybe I'll be all right at it, because he was like, I'll keep starting to keep up with him when I was like pretty young. And then I think I won my first one maybe, and then realized, oh, could be a good thing to keep doing. So then yeah, I just kept doing mountain bike till I was maybe 17, 18, I'd say. Oh no, top age under 17s. And then I just actually borrowed a road bike to do an Everesting when I was like just very end of COVID. And then yeah, from there kind of I thought I may as well just try a road race because I've got this bike. And then I think I won that one as well at like Alta Buffalo and Bright. That's a really good race for developing juniors, like so much opportunity there. So and then just kind of kickstarted from there, I guess. And yeah.
Obviously, you rode in the first edition of the Pro Velo Super League. That's where I first saw you in action. And I remember at the time you were riding for obviously Team Brennan, which was the star team. Tim Decker, you had some great riders, and they still do. But I was really impressed at not only your talent, but we've talked a lot about on this show mindset. You seemed very calm, and you didn't seem like someone that was easily rattled. Is that a fair statement?
I guess I try to like keep calm. I mean, like panicking not gonna really help anything other than just use some energy and make you stressed. But I think the environment, like the team environment with Brennan, also kind of made it easy to do that. Like with Tim there, that was just like kind of made it just easy just to ride your bike.
Koen, what do you reckon of this young bloke thus far? I mean, I can't see him really finishing outside the top two really in the last few races you've done in the under 23s, which is phenomenal. Entering over in those ranks over there. What do you reckon, Koen?
Yeah, I mean, Marco Irizar, who's like our talent scout, so to say, with the team, he's been very enthusiastic about several riders that we've signed in the last few years. But yeah, he certainly seemed to be very excited when he managed to sign Jack Ward to the team, and made me excited too. It's cool to get another Aussie on the team. We can never have enough of those. So yeah, pretty cool to also have him ride the roads that I used to train on a lot when he's back home in Australia. So for me, that was really cool. But yeah, the way that he's developing already now, it's like a rocket, isn't it? Really, really getting some great results already, winning a big race only very recently. So yeah, it's looking like this is going to keep going up. Just yeah, as she said, dunks. I think not many times out of the top two this year.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
Now
It
wasn't
it's
a
been great to watch.
It wasn't a straightforward path for you, Jack, because part of obviously winning the Pro Velo Super League, it came with a Stagiaire contract. And that caused issues given that you're not just a straightforward, he's a young rider on a pathway on road racing. You also had the mountain bike things, the career to weigh up as well. The decision to go with Little Trek, I mean, was that a key part of it, balancing out your mountain biking ambitions and the road?
Yeah, exactly. Like the opportunities with Trek was just it like suited me perfectly. Being able to slot in with the mountain bike team and have all the support there, it was kind of like it just made the most sense to go with Trek. And like the environment at Trek has just been amazing. So I kind of I'm definitely glad about the decision I made, and yeah, it's been really good.
How daunting is it for a young rider? Like, it's one thing to get an opportunity to go overseas, but obviously coming from Australia, it is a big sacrifice and you don't have those sort of support networks. You talked about your family before. How did you find it when you first got over and, meeting new teammates and fitting into the system?
Yeah, it was, I mean, like, yeah, the first race, especially with the team, it was on the mountain bike. And I think that helps because it's a pretty like laid back. I don't know if laid back's the right word, but it's a bit more of a chill vibe at a mountain bike race, I'd say, than a road race. But and then yeah, first road race I was kind of pretty stressed, but then I realized that like everyone's in the same boat and you're all just trying to achieve the same things. So kind of, and everyone's such good teammates that, yeah, it made it easy.
Everyone talks about data. Everyone's obsessed with data. I can't get on Instagram without getting someone posting about bloody watts. And being a former paperboy rider, that's as far as I got. I can't understand it. But Luke Plapp this week has said the numbers we're seeing from Jack Watt are off the charts. And he's throwing out figures like 1,500 watts. What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, obviously we do a lot with data nowadays. Like it is all about data. We've got a head of data and AI on the team as well. So yeah, we are very, very much focused on that. And obviously we are hiring the riders based on that too. That's always just like looking into their data, but then also kind of estimating and guessing like how a rider would fit into the team, but also how it would still develop for the future. And yeah, obviously whatever is coming out of Jack's data source, that is just very impressive. That's for sure. He was certainly not wrong there, Plappy. It's quite impressive what Jack is already showing. So we're looking forward to seeing a lot more of that. It's just all about the power that he's putting on the pedals, the watts per kilo body weight. So yeah, there's a lot of metrics that you can look at. Also like how on fatigued legs Jack can still perform very well, also in sprints, etc. So yeah, like all of it, I think with the mountain bike background that helps a lot too. But yeah, don't want to start praising him too much right now, but it is definitely looking good for Jack.
Dunks?
With all that said, Koen and both Jack, you got all these numbers, and they get all the numbers, and have you as Trek, have they sort of gone, Jack, you're going to be this style of rider?
Yeah, I think Jack kind of knows what kind of rider he is, but yeah, I think that there is still more for him to figure out and to develop into. I think that he's already showing in a certain type of races that he is at the top of at least the peloton he's racing against now. There's still a step up for him to come, but I also believe that he'll be able to do that. And then we're really talking like the Ardennes kind of style of racing. But I do believe that there is more in it for him. But be good to hear what Jack thinks about that himself.
Yeah, I guess pretty simple. Like I really love the Ardennes stuff that I've done this year. I think that's my favorite sort of racing. Like I think I've still got definitely some development to do with like the real longer climbs that are like an hour, because they just crack me a bit. But yeah, definitely like that Ardennes sort of stuff is my favorite sort of thing.
It's strange. Dunks, did the 1 hour long climb ever crack you?
I always find somewhere to hang out on those big long ones, mate, back in the day. Don't worry about that.
But one of the things that is impressed a lot of people about your style, Jack, is your versatility. I remember even at the Pro Velo, there were stages where you go, oh, well, he's actually not a traditional climber in the sense, like you were the best climber in the race. But I remember that Sydney, the Cronulla circuit, when you got the line and you really took it to him in a punchy sprint as well. And is that the part, how do you work on that? Is that something that you've always naturally had? Or do you, when you go out and train, or is it the mountain biking that gives you that explosive punch also in the sprints?
I think the mountain biking definitely has helped it. And then also when I was younger, I just used to like do heaps of sprints, like against my dad. Or like I'd walk the dog and then we'd do this like little last bit and she would always sprint against each other. Like, I guess I've always just grown up doing it lots also. And then, I obviously work on it still to try keep it as good as I can, because I think it's important for the end of a race. If you're coming down to a few people, you want to be able to finish it off. But I guess it's just something that's been there.
So far, like I know Koen was, and without giving him a big head right now, but he was an absolute master of positioning, one of the greatest lead-out riders in the modern day cycling. When you go to Europe, positioning is it's for a new young Australian going over there. These kids are brought up with the position, like riding position, and they sort of get it. To me, you've gone there and just it looks quite natural how you're riding, because it's just, I know for a fact, and Koen's, you've either got it or you really haven't. Looks like you've, or you can work on it. You look like you're, hanging in there all right. So far.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to just like steal Quinn's brain and then just like have that knowledge. But
I'm not so sure.
Come on, mate. Come on, mate. You know you were good at it.
Especially last year, I was a bit, I don't know, iffy. I think it's just also just having confidence and being like certain with where you want to go. And I think after a while, like you just kind of get used to the bunch, and then once you're comfortable, it makes it easy.
And that mountain biking, like we've seen it with a lot of riders. I mean, obviously Cadell's the best example, particularly on things like descents. When we were talking to Max Gould, he said he saw you on a descent, and a lot of the riders with the conditions were sort of holding back, but you went through like a little mad dog. And is that the mountain biking background where you have that confidence, mate? You can go to that extra level where other riders might be a bit cautious.
Yeah, I think it helps like knowing where the limits are a bit. Like on the mountain bike, you find it every ride, like multiple times a trail. Whereas on the road, if you find the limits, you're just like on the ground. So it's, I don't know, I think it definitely helps in that sense. But yeah, I don't know. I think it does help a bit.
Now, what I want to know is I love the mindset side of things. Have the results you've got to date surprised you, or are you on track where you thought you'd be internally since you've been given this opportunity with Trek?
I mean, I wasn't like, this is exactly what I'm going to do. Like I came into the summer, I came from Aussie summer knowing that I had some good legs, but I just wasn't sure how it would go, I guess. And then like the numbers were good in training, and I was like, oh, surely these numbers are like, this is good enough to do something with. So I was glad that, it translated.
And so a lot of riders, you'll look at your data and that will basically let you know, hey, how I'm going. If the data says I'm going good, I don't need to panic. The results will come if I race smart and position well and conserve energy. Is that how it works?
You obviously have to race your bike and make a lot of decisions, but like I knew that if I could put myself in the right spot, it should work out. It was like in the first second, I was like, I was definitely surprised, but I think then I realized that I had the level, and
And at your end, Koen, particularly dealing with younger riders, we've talked about this almost ad nauseum on this show about how it's so different, like in terms of how they're managed. And we were talking to Luke Tuckwell the other day, and you're saying there is no apprenticeship now. These are investments. You put them in, you see how they go, and that's it. There's no like, oh, we'll put you on a 3-year contract, see how you go then. And then we'll evolve to that. No, let's get them in, let's see how they go. How does it go with that management side of things?
Yeah, I think it's especially hard for the riders themselves, right? So there is really a lot of pressure on them from the start. Like back in the day when I turned professional, as you said, you had like 2, 3, 4 years where they didn't really expect anything from you. But I think if you turn professional now as a young rider, then they kind of expect you to get results, maybe even already the first year, or at least very soon after that. So I think that does give a little bit of extra pressure to the riders, but it also seems that they are like really quickly at the right level already. Like it always felt that I was so far behind the first couple of years on the level that was required to be a successful professional. But yeah, we even see some of those guys that are racing for our development team like Jack does, and then move up to the pro team for like a couple of races, because they are allowed to just go up to the World Tour team and drop back down to the Devo team for a following race. But yeah, we see a lot of those young guys straight away getting results, even at the pro level at a very young age. So I think it's a good situation for the younger riders to be there and to be able to race the races at maybe a little bit lower level, and to really try to get themselves into racing, and then still get the chance to show them at the highest level occasionally. And I think that's the right way for these riders to approach it.
Dunks, what's some nuggets you want to extract from Jack while we've got him here for the next generation? Like if they're watching this, what are a couple of the key things you think they need to pull out of Jack's story?
Well, it's pretty much, why we do this podcast is just to educate the younger generation of cycling coming through for just the pathway, right? Because, there's the racing in Australia isn't like it used to be. There's not as much racing, and, Matty Wilson with the Pro Velo's doing really well, having something here. And we have just amazing talent here, but, still a bit of an old school mentality of not having really that being educated. So, I just want to hear, well, we heard a little bit about his story on his pathway here. And, it's for the younger kids who are obviously going to be looking up to you, that's what, I think a lot of people want to know. So
what would you say then, Jack? What's the key thing that you could pass on? Because, people can't sprint at 1,500 watts.
I think the key thing is just like racing your bike. Like, as much it's hard, but just getting out there, doing some crits. Pro Velo was kind of really crucial for me last year. Like I had nothing, and then did Tour of Bright, got on Brennan, and like that changed everything for me. But before that, I think you just need experience, on your bike.
Obviously, being over in Europe, you still need support, mate. Like who have you got in your corner that either you go for riding with, or you can talk to if you're having a shit day and you're just a bit over it? Like who have you got in your corner to bounce off?
I mean, like in Girona, there's like so many Aussies here. It's pretty cool. There's just like a bunch of mates here that you can all just chat to. Girlfriends here as well, so that makes it good as well.
That helps.
And then with the team, there's like all psychologists if you want to chat about, I don't know, stuff's going shit and whatever. So I think there's more than enough people to talk to. And although you're like a long way from your family and friends, it's still just like a phone call away. It's not, I don't know. It's not the same as being in person, but it's pretty easy to talk to everyone nowadays. So I don't find it too bad.
Now, on talking, you would have experienced the European media, a little bit bigger scale than Pro Velo. But I do have a great little clip, great interview to show how far you've come, because I saw your interview after your big win on the weekend and I was just like, who's this bloke? Hang on, that's Jack Ward. He's given heaps of detail, but wasn't always like this, mate. Let's have a bit of a flashback. Jack Ward, you're obviously leading the overall. How are you feeling today, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. It should be a class day out here and game.
What were the team tactics from Timmy Decker today?
I think hopefully it's off the roof today for the win, but we'll see what happens.
And how are your sprint legs, mate?
I don't know. We'll test it out and see what happens.
So you've given us fucking nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love that. That's my claim to fame, Jack.
Give away the secrets.
Yeah, that's my claim to fame. When you're winning these massive monuments and smashing the Ardennes and taking it to the Pog and that, I can say, hey, have a look at this. This is where he started. This is where he cut his teeth. But it is how do you go with that side of things as well? Like obviously, if your career follows a pathway and you do get a lot more popular, the cycling media is a lot different over in Europe. Is that something, I'm going to even ask you, Koen, is that something that you sort of now in the modern day have to train riders and bring them up to speed on how all that works as well?
I'll let Jack answer that first.
I guess it's just part of it. You just kind of go with the flow and just ramble whatever you think, and hopefully it's good, I guess. I mean, I haven't really practiced it. It's just kind of, I think from doing it over and over, you just slowly get better at it. I don't think it's like, I don't know.
We'll take you under our wing, mate. Dunks and I, we're happy to have you on the potty whenever you go, right, need a bit of a train up, because we'll wind you up and then you'll be ready to go, mate. You'll be bulletproof.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a good plan, Koen?
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I know he's in very capable hands to do too. That's for sure. Now with the team, we do like some media training, etc. But we also really do want the riders to be themselves, right? Nobody wants to see a rider in an interview who's just like given pre-rehearsed answers. So if it just stays within the let's say sponsor correct and positive side of the information that's coming out of an interview, I think, and we would really want the riders to be themselves.
And that's the only reason you agreed to this, because it's not live, Koen?
Exactly.
You've still got that control, mate.
Yeah,
That's right, mate.
always need to control. You know this.
That's it. What were you
So,
saying?
Jack, how are you going with the language over there? Are you learning Spanish or Catalonian? Because I know Koen, he can rattle off at least, I reckon, 8 different languages, and I've seen it in the flesh, banging out Dutch, Catalonian, Spanish, and German and English all in the one conversation and whipping them around. How are you going with it, mate?
I'm a long way behind. A long way behind. Like I started doing French. I've been really bad. I've done like a tiny bit of each, and then I realized that's just pointless. And then I'm gonna start actually doing Spanish now. Like I bought like a online course, and now I'm actually starting to need to start actually doing it. But
do they still have coffee breaks Espanol? Koen, remember that? Coffee breaks Espanol.
Yeah, I
Remember,
I don't know. I haven't heard that in ages.
It was a like audio thing you could listen to, and they'd give you like phrases, right? And I remember Michael Hepburn in 2014 was trying to learn Spanish, and he had his headphones in for the time trial, and he hit a bump, and it changed from his music to his Spanish lessons, a K into a 40K time trial. So he was on the bars, and it's gone, me amo, hello, like it's doing like the whole thing for 40Ks. No, don't do that, Jack.
That'd be super
Don't do that.
motivating, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, we don't want to take too much of your time up, and we appreciate you coming on the potty. But I suppose the key things people want to know is like, where does it go from here in terms of what would success look like for you in particular, Jack, over the next, say, 12 to 18 months?
I mean, Giro is coming up soon, so it'd be really good to go well there. And then, yeah, there's obviously like 11-year at Worlds at the end of the year, also some big goals for this year. And then I haven't really like looked too much further than that. I guess I've just tried to like take it a step at a time and see how I'm going from there, because it's kind of hard to see too far into the future. But
That's smart.
What about your mountain bike career? Are you going to hang on to that through for a bit, or are you just going to concentrate purely on the road?
Nah, for sure I'll keep doing the mountain bike. It's like I think it's a good way to just like chill out a bit and refresh the mind. It's like doing racing, but then it's not racing. It's like just fun also. So you kind of get a reset without actually stopping riding your bike. Like when I feel like I've done a mountain bike block and hop back on the road, it feels like I've had like an off season from the road bike, but then I'm still fit, I guess. So
guys like Vanderpoel and Wout van Aert would often over the off season do all those cyclocross races and that, and I'd be thinking like, geez, they must love it, eh? Like, but it's ends. Smart because as you said, you stay fit and you get that mental check out from the road.
Yeah. I think it depends. You got to love it for sure, but I think it's just good to mix it up. Yeah.
How about some cyclocross then, Jack?
Ooh,
I dabbled in that a few years ago, and that was. I need to improve my mounting and dismounting skills, I think, a fair bit. But,
mate, the Belgies that have some brown paper bags, you get Euros in a brown paper bag, mate. That'll sway you. Put a line up some cashies for you.
Oh yeah.
You'd be a typical Aussie would be whipping it on and off that bike real quick. The old roll out.
Last one, Koen, what's the data suggest? How are we shaping up for the Giro?
Yeah, I mean, was great to have the pink jersey. Unfortunate to lose it again so quickly, but no, it's looking good for the rest of the Giro. I think we should still be able with Johnny Milan to take a stage away. I think we have a strong team there to support him. And then also keen to see if Derek G is back at the level that we hope he is at or he can be at. So I think there's still a lot for us to get out of the Giro.
That's a great answer, but I was asking about Jack's data for the Giro.
Jack's Giro.
But I love that answer. I was like, oh yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah,
the actual Giro's on that.
Yeah, the actual pro
Yeah.
Giro, but obviously I missed that we were talking about the more important Giro.
No, that's right.
Yeah. Let's. I mean, it's obviously very interesting to see how the team does there. Like, we have got a lot of those riders, and also other teams have a lot of riders that are often racing with the World Tour team. But this is like a race that all the best talents want to be at and show themselves. So often it's hard to see who's the best rider from a certain age. But then there's a couple of races like the Giro and the Tour de l'Avenir. Like the Tour de France for young riders, and these I think are the two races where we really see all the best riders together. So a great opportunity for Jack to show how big of a talent he really is.
How many days is it this year, Jack?
I think it's
The
8 stages.
baby Giro, 8 stages.
Yeah, finishes last stage is like a 20k TT or something. So
That's right in the wheelhouse, mate. Numbers say you'll smash it. You'll be fine.
I had some hatred for my TT bike after nationals. I cracked the shits and didn't ride it for like a month.
Really? Nah,
Yeah.
you'll be right, mate. It's all part of the process. Just get on the blower, talk to your mates, talk to Koen, get it out of the system. That's good.
Who knows? And, in Italy, you'll love it there, mate. There's no straight roads. They'll always go left and right over every single hill they can possibly find, won't they, Koen?
Yeah, it's good racing, great atmosphere. Hopefully the weather will be nice for you guys.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you guys taking the time to come on the potty. I think a lot of people will be fascinated as your journey to date, Jack, and you've got a lot of fans in your corner. And are you active on social media, mate? Do you want people to jump on and follow you on Instagram? Give them those live updates. Let them know how you're going with your French.
Yeah, I post a little bit, not heaps, but every now and then, yeah.
All right. Well, as I said, good luck for the upcoming races, mate. You're the
Thanks for having me.
hottest property in town, and it's great to have you on the show. And thank you as well, Koen, my old mate. Good luck
Thanks,
at the
old mate.
Giro that's going on at the moment.
Can't
Thank
wait
you
to
very
see
much.
Big Koen.
Cheers,
Good on you,
guys.
fellas. Cheers.
See you, boys.
Dunk's great chat. Thanks for lining up the boys. I thought that was a really good Talent Tool Shed segment. You should be bloody proud, mate.
Yeah, well, it's just exciting to see these, to actually just speak to these young kids and to bring a very old mate of mine, Koen de Kort, on was, to get a little bit of an insight on the backside of these the back end of these young kids. It's good. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I think that dynamic's perfect. Like, when you get it from a team's perspective and then the young talent's perspective. And as you said throughout the potty, I mean, the whole purpose of the Talent Tool Shed is to leave nuggets if you're informed, you make better decisions. So when people are informed and they're thinking about a pathway or they're thinking about something, if you have the information, then you can cherry pick what you think is going to be the best formula for yourself.
Yeah, and there'll be another episode coming up on to really help these young kids at least have a basic pathway or what to do to chase their dream. So
100%.
which I'm looking forward to. So,
and talking of support, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Detour YouTube channel. That does make a difference. And turn on your notifications, because then whenever we do like a show or whatever, it lets you know. That's really important. You don't want to let these episodes slip through the cracks. And tell your mates that we're back. Jump on the website, thedetour.online. Sign up for the newsletter and have a look at our Giro previews and so forth. But also, you can keep in the loop with Plumber Dunc and his Talent Tool Shed. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Good on your dunks. Thanks again to Jack and Koen, and we'll see you again soon.